Alright, so you're working in the round and pattern says to increase into your second row. I've half double crochet 7, and so I want to make 14. So what you do is normally you would just go into your first stitch and increase, and then increase into every stitch around. What I do is I take a half double crochet and work into the join. Just make one half double crochet into the join and then work increase into the other stitches to the end of the round. Alright, so again, normally you would skip over the slip stitch and the chain and slip stitch into the first stitch. What I do is do another one half double crochet into the join and then slip stitch into the first stitch. So essentially what you've done is you've created an increase into the join, and this will allow for a unnoticeable seam. You do this for every round that you're going to do increases. So again, into the join, and then usually the next row will say half double crochet 1, half double crochet increase. So you just treat that joining stitch as an increase and work your 1 and then increase, 1 and increase, Alright, so you've come to the end of the round, and the last stitch will be 1 half double crochet. So again, work 1 half double crochet into the joining stitch and then into the first. And you just repeat that for every row that you have to do an increase, and you'll find that you won't be able to see that seam. So you've come to the end of your increase rounds, and you now want to do some straight rounds. So what do? Lots of different methods, but what I like to do is stagger the following rounds. So since the last round was worked into the join, I'll work this round into the first stitch to the end of the round. So you've worked to the end of the round, and now you need to join. So because you worked your first stitch in the first stitch, you work your last stitch into the join and then slip stitch to the top of the first. Now the next round will be working into the join again and working your way around. So you worked your first stitch into the join, so now you're going to work your last stitch into the last stitch and skip over the join and slip stitch to the first. So now you work into your first stitch again, and you'll work your last stitch into the join. Next stitch will be in the join, the first stitch, and the last stitch into the last. And just keep staggering your rows like that until you finish your project, and it will do a pretty good job of hiding your seam. There's a few more rounds here. As you can see, if you look closely, staggering each round into the join, into the first stitch, into the join, into the first stitch. But if you're not looking too closely, you can't really see that seam.